Bitcoin is finally over a critical resistant region, allowing the next step for Bitcoin to hit 29K. And I want to go through some bullish analytics for Bitcoin, but at the same time, why you still need to be careful in the markets. All in this video today. Hey guys, my name is Alex and welcome back to the Cryptonairz channel. And before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, what we are doing is not financial advice, but it's basically information that you guys can use to navigate the markets just a little bit better and to provide you guys with some insights that we have on our own. But anyways, we are going to jump right into the charts. So Bitcoin is currently hovering around $22,000. And if you have watched my previous videos in the past, you would have known that I have drawn these resistance and support regions for quite some time. This yellow line that you guys can see right here is the 200 weekly EMA line. We have been under this line for quite some time, for just under 7 weeks now. This might be our 7th week under the line, but there might be a pretty good chance of it popping back up over this coming week. So you might be asking me, like, why is this line pretty important? If you look through the history of Bitcoin, the 200 EMA line has been a pretty good support region for where Bitcoin is supposed to stop. Back in the past, like in 2018, when Bitcoin crashed from 20K all the way back to 10K, this line has never really been broken. And if you're looking over here, it touched this line and bounced back up to this region right here. Again, back in March 2020, when COVID hit, this line acted as a pretty great support region for where Bitcoin bounced off. So again, in the past history of Bitcoin, we haven't really seen it go so far down, such as 7 weeks. Going into the daily chart of Bitcoin, again, for 7 weeks, we've been hovering between the $21,000 region and the $18,000 region. For the first time since last week, we actually broke past the $21,000 region and hit a peak of $24,000. I myself have been waiting for this for quite some time because this is bringing some bullish sentiment back into Bitcoin. And after breaking past this area and heading for 24,000, we are currently retracing back to the $22,000 region. So the reason why I'm pretty excited about this and why I think Bitcoin has some pretty bullish momentum is the fact that we have been consolidating here for quite some time. Usually long periods of consolidation means that we are going to see some pretty good movements coming forward. And really, this opens the fact that we're gonna have a lot of open space hit around this region, between the $28,000 and the $29,000 region for sure. But at the same time, we do have this trend line dating back from all the way from November 2021 up until now that needs to be broken, at least, to see a lot more bullish uptick, to see Bitcoin to go for higher highs. At the moment, I do see a lot of open air space for Bitcoin to hit over here, which is the $28,000 region, but I'm very interested to see if this bearish trend line can be broken. Another interesting fact that I do want to point out is the fact that Ethereum has broken the 200 EMA line. And again, Ethereum was under that weekly 200 EMA line for quite some time, bringing around maybe 4 to 5 weeks. But once Ethereum actually saw it break past this line, we saw a lot of momentum for Ethereum to hit $1,600. And that's around a 60-70% gain from its lows for Ethereum. And the reason why I'm saying this is, again, Ethereum just broke that line and the next week we saw that heavy momentum. Going back to Bitcoin, if this weekly candle can break above this region, you know, next week might be a pretty good week for all those who are pretty bullish on crypto and on Bitcoin. At the same time, I do want to bring you some analytics that I have been seeing on Twitter that shows this bullish case for Bitcoin. Are we at the bottom or did we pass the bottom? We don't really know for sure, but these indicators are pretty good confluence models to justify our bullish sentiment. So one of my favorite people, the real Plan C, he has a chart called the 4-year EMA deviation oscillator, and he says this is a multi-year opportunity for Bitcoin. If you're looking at this trend in the past, this dates all the way back since January 2013, but we kind of want to look at the phases where accumulation can happen. So we saw this back in 2015, where the oscillator pretty much stagnated and it hovered between a negative region and a positive region, and this correlated with the fact that Bitcoin kind of bounced around that range before breaking up for higher highs. Again, we saw that in January 2019, where the indicator was negative and where Bitcoin, again, kind of traded sideways for quite some times before breaking out for higher highs. Now in July 2022, we're seeing the same thing. But what this indicator is telling me is that we are still in the accumulation phase, and we don't exactly know when or how long this is going to happen. So this might be a couple months, couple weeks, a couple days. Who knows how long this phase is going to last before we see the next breakup. I do think Bitcoin will hit 100K eventually, but again, the question is when and not really if. Going to a post by Mal J Creative, he has a chart called the hodl wave. And he says, when measured in accumulation, bear started in April 2021, not 69K. The chart suggests it is time to look for the next exit from the bear in the coming weeks and months. And the hodl wave is basically an indicator that allows traders to kind of know where to exit in the market or where to enter in the market. And we look in 2014 when prices are a lot higher, the accumulation phase starts to bottom out. At the same time, when prices drop a lot more people are accumulating Bitcoin. And now we can see the same thing happening in this year as well. So the HODL wave is suggesting that this might be a great time to start entering into crypto. Another chart by Mao J Creative looks at the Bitcoin USD index, and he actually compares the index from 2018 to 2019 till now. And naturally, there's a lot of similarities that we can take from the 2018 to 2019 chart. Honestly, the patterns doesn't look exactly the same, but there are a lot of similarities that we can take away from. For example, we have two peaks over here, so one over here, and we also have a drop where it kind of broke off this almost triangle formation, drop a little bit lower, went sideways for a bit before going a little bit higher. At the same time, we can see the same thing here where this is kind of like a triangle formation and drop a little bit, and now we're in that accumulation phase where we might particularly follow the same path of this, and hopefully it's going to pop back up, and hopefully it's going to pop back up to around the $29,000 $30,000 region in a short amount of time. But again, this is not suggesting that we are going to hit the next all-time high pretty shortly, but this kind of means that we are slowly crawling out of that bear market. Another interesting indicator that I have found is called the Puel multiple. This metric, which is related to miners' revenue, is currently moving out of the green zone. When this index enters this zone, it means miners' revenue decreases significantly compared to the cost they are put in. In other words, this indicates that the price is undervalued. Based on historical data, the breakout from the zone was accompanied by gaining bullish momentum in the price chart. So again, there are a lot of analytics suggesting that we are in the accumulation phase for Bitcoin. But does that mean to buy it right now? Not exactly, and there is still a lot of chance that we might go for lower lows. The reason being is the fact that we are still under this trend line. Again, if you guys are new to the market or new to trading, the market never goes in one direction. So what does that actually mean? So if I take this graph and actually make it into a line chart, you can see that it moves in waves. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And the market movement never goes in one direction for a long time. For the past couple of months, we have been in this deep downtrend for quite some time, and we haven't saw a lot of momentum back up just yet until now. We trade a little bit sideways, and again, there's a chance that Bitcoin might go for a little bit higher to this region right here. And there's a chance that Bitcoin might go a little higher to this region right here. Again, this might be something what we call a correction, in where we see a steep rise or upward movements followed by a correction to the other way. Again, this could be a correction phase where prices might hit around here, and then prices might fall back around here, and it might go sideways for quite some times. But there's also a possibility where prices can break this past this trend line to go and to trade a little bit higher for quite a bit. Again, we don't really know exactly for sure what's happening, but this is what the analytics are telling me, and hopefully they are right. All right, guys, so that's the end of the video for today, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the video, and hopefully we see you guys next time in the next video. Take care and see you guys next time.